Teresa.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to another beautiful episode of Passion Unscripted, where we talk anything about love and intimacy and how do we know ourselves better so we can have a better love life and intimate life. And so sorry about the delay. That's what happens when we are running the live show. It's just like in real life, things just pops up. And just if you are tuning in for the first time, my name is Irina Portnova. I'm all about manifestation and how can you manifest the love to yourself and to your partner to have the most amazing relationships. And I'm here with Dina Alexander. Dina, just say a couple of words about yourself and how do you help people?
Kisses for you, Irina. My name is Dina. As Irina said, I am, what am I? Uh, I am a relationship coach, a life coach, and a sex coach. And here on the island of Aruba, I do think the entire world needs this information because it's important to marry sex and spirituality.
I love, and today we have the topic prevent the storm and what it means. How can we actually be more conscious when it comes to jealousy? And okay, Dina, take the floor and I'll chime in as always.
Yes. So, are you listening to us right now? Grab your tea, your wine, your vibrator, your journal, whatever makes you happy. All of them. I don't judge. Let's talk about one of the sexiest and the scariest thing we face in love. Okay? I want to share, there is an echo. And I want to share that I was once in a relationship. It's gone. I was once in a relationship and I had a very jealous partner. And I was in my 50s already. And I had my own company. So he was jealous of my own clients that come to me to help for me to help them with their relationships. So I was saying to a friend of mine, hey, I can't handle this jealousy guy. And this friend of mine told me, oh, jealousy sometimes is good for the relationship. So I kept that information in the back of the mind because some people do think it's very nice to see someone jealous, but that emotion is the worst emotion that you can ever have. It will lower your vibration, and that's where we want to talk about at this moment. Yes, jealousy is fast, it's hot and unpredictable, and it's fire. So that's right. What comes it up, Irina?
What comes up is that jealousy is one of the emotions, right? And if we talk about the human emotions, we go through different emotions at different period of time. So there is no such a thing as blaming ourselves or shaming ourselves. It's about just recognizing what is something that makes you jealous and work on it, right? Because when it comes to jealousy, Dina, what comes to my mind right away is insecurity. Because when person is secure, and I'm coming, like we had this conversation. I said, Dina, I love this episode, but I was never considered to be a jealous person because I guess my old soul already worked on these lessons in the past lives. So I came in this lifetime very much aware of, that I know who I am. I stand in my power. And if the person chooses somebody else, I just allow them to walk their walk without any regrets or any kind of, like, why them, not me, right? Whoever they choose. And I was always like that. So just to bring the awareness that jealousy stems from the insecurity.
I love that. I love that you brought that up because the Elle joins us. I
Yes,
love
Elle. Hello, hello.
Yes, jealousy is juicy. Yes. but I'm not so fond of it because me myself, I haven't experienced it as a person, that me being jealous on somebody, just like Irina, but I have experienced it, a partner being jealous, and that's what we are going to talk about. Okay. um so the flicker of the flame. Okay, jealousy doesn't start as a storm, it starts as a flicker. Okay, and I'm going to explain what I mean. Maybe it's the way the partner or you looks at someone. Maybe it's a story you made up in your head when they mentioned an ex. Maybe it's how they laughed at a DM a little too long. Sounds familiar? Anybody is watching us now. This sounds familiar? That flicker lights up the nervous system like a Christmas tree on an espresso. Before you know it, your body is tense, your breath is shallow, and your inner child is knocking on the door saying, am I safe? Am I wanted?
Mm.
Am I good enough? That is where we want to go at this moment. Okay? Being real. And if you're not aware, we go straight into the story mode. Okay? When you have that feeling, we spiral, we accuse, and I'm using the word we because there are some women and men out there that are jealous, even though I'm not jealous, but we are one. So if they are jealous, have some jealous something in me. Okay, I need to accept it for me to help those people. So if we are not aware, we go straight into the story mode. We spiral, we accuse, we shut down, we punish, we fix, but not from love, from fear. And then, boom, the connection turns into conflict, lovers turn into enemies, sacred space turns into battlegrounds. But, darling, if you're listening to us at this moment, it doesn't have to go that way. So, I will let Irina, because I love it when Irina adds on when I open
Mhm.
up some Pandora box things.
Yes, yes, I love what you're sharing. You know what? I'm just like, as you are talking about it, I'm just like trying to connect myself with the times when I ever experienced. I guess I was like always so involved in whatever I'm doing in my life that I wasn't vibrating at that lower frequency as, okay, checking on my partner, who are they with, what are they doing. And I guess maybe I was very choosy in my relationships because I always wanted to have somebody who is mature, somebody who is not there to play the game. So basically I already valid what to say, not validated, but I kind of already screened the people before entering the relationships, right? So I guess that was something that actually kept me from that experience of that jealousy. And I don't know, I mean, yes, if we are in these situations, nobody said that we cannot be there, right? Everybody can be there, but it's all about learning how to handle, and the most important thing, knowing how to handle yourself in that situation. Because
Yes.
once you are aware, then you can actually carry yourself with more dignity than just like going into that moment of just chasing the person, or throwing the tantrums or drama or anything this related, right? And I love what you mentioned, Dina, because I feel that men are more possessive than the women when it comes to like a lot of men. And again, Alice with us, we would love to know your
Yes.
opinion, because the way I see it is men are more possessive of the women. And a lot of men say it's okay for them to talk to other women, it's okay for them to flirt with the other women, but they would not allow their partner to do the same. And I'm always about the equality. When it comes to partnership, it's like I do not like to hold the person on the leash, because I trust the person and I have my freedom to talk to anybody I desire, to flirt, not to flirt like, like in a, like in like mischievous way, but sort of like just, it's all about us knowing how to play this game called life, right? To make it more interesting, to make it more sparkly. But the idea is people have to trust each other. Otherwise, they can't go far. And
Totally.
Al, we are looking for your comment on what I said, that men are more possessive and they would allow themselves something they wouldn't allow their partner.
I would love to hear what Elle would say.
Yes.
I would love to hear that. Why?
Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, Elle. It is common to have jealousy as the love grows too deep between both parties. Oh, that's a question. They will be over suspicious when the emotional attachment are bonded strongly. Is it common to have jealousy? No. I do agree with Irina. Jealousy comes when you have a low self-esteem. You're not sure of yourself, of your relationship. There are so many shadow works you need to work up on. So I don't think jealousy is common. Okay. Um, I think if for a healthy relationship, if there is suspicious, you need to bring it forward, talk about it,
Totally.
communicate, and set boundaries and continue. So that's how it's supposed to go with jealousy. But before L, Irina, you touched a couple of things that I wanted to add on. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I
Let's
love
go.
it. I loved it when you said, what did you say again?
I did not keep. I did not hold them on the leash. I think so. You love that one.
No, no, I love that one. But I wanted to, no, you remember when we started talking, I was talking about is jealousy bad? Because I was in that situation and it didn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but in my mind, for me, that is bad. But when I went searching, they say jealousy is not wrong. And I kind of agree. So let me explain. Let me say something that might rattle your cage a little bit, okay? Um, it is not proof your relationship is not broken. It's not proof you're too much. And it's definitely not proof you need to suppress your feeling and just chill. That was my situation. I thought, do I need to suppress my feelings? I feel that this is negative, this is toxic. Do I need to suppress it? Okay. Jealousy is a signal, a sacred one. Okay, that's what my investigation. That's the result of my investigation. Okay, they said, as I said, you are in a situation and you will talk with your partner, and you'll say, "Hey, babe, something in me wants to be seen."
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, I did communicate with my partner, but he wasn't yet. He was so toxic that I couldn't reach it. Okay, so I should have said also something in me doesn't feel safe right now, and we should talk more about it because this is becoming toxic. It's coming up every time. Okay, and I can't be closed in the door in a room and not talk with anybody or deal with my client because I need this is my work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using myself as an example. Okay, my inner sacred self was whispering to me or screaming sometimes for reassurance, clarity, or sovereignty when these things happen. Um, this, if I knew at that moment that this should not lead to break up the relationship, but I needed to work on my fear, tell him he needs to work on his fears. and invite both of the situation on the table and talk about it. Okay, what do you need, love? What do I need? Okay, so this is the communication between you two. If this is happening at this moment, bring it to the table and ask each other what each other needs. So Al, he wrote something. Let's see what he wrote. Based on the current generation, both genders have equality in the degree of jealousy. Oh, although men can be slightly overweight or jealous, or jealousy matters, correct men have some sense of insecurity that his girlfriend or spouse may be seeing someone else. So I agree with Al. Look, we come from a period that women in the 1800, women didn't have any values. We weren't getting educated. We couldn't vote. We were just someone that a man has in his house to take care of the kids. Okay, we didn't have any value. We need to accept that. So we are coming from that information or that feeling, and some partners still are living like that. If do we want to accept it or not, it's out there. Okay, so I do not feel that I need to blame all men. What I do think is, if you're listening to us and this is happening to you and you agree, you need to work on yourself, because the world has changed. Okay, the women, they want 50-50, and I think it could be happier if a man opened up and he didn't need to take care 100% of a woman, and let it be 50-50. What do you think, Irina? What comes up?
No, when you say 50-50, it depends. I still believe that the man is the one to invest in a woman, right? And I totally agree in the equality in terms of, a woman has the same right as a man. If she wants to work, she can work. If she wants to socialize, she can socialize. So basically, I do not see that there is a relationship where somebody is suffocating, right? And but at the same token, it's all about awareness, right? Because there are also men who attract a lot of women attention, and then there are these women who start like really chasing these guys and checking their messages and everything else, like it's too, for me it's the way I look at it, it's below me. Like I have my standards that this is not the type of person I want to be around with. And that's why, like I said, I filter anybody who comes to my space in terms of the relationship. That person has to be like really evaluated on the level that I know that this is my person. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep them at the distance.
Yeah, good, good. I love it. Okay, so I want to give some tips
Mm-hmm.
on how to deal with jealousy if this is happening in your home. Um, First of all, you need to do a body check-in. Okay, what I used as an example, my situation. Okay, so check what your body is telling you. You can use a lot of techniques. One of them is place your hand on your womb or on your belly if you're a masculine, and close your eyes and feel what is happening in your heart, and put it into words. Okay, um, and number two, a sacred reframing. Okay, let's try make jealousy as something inside me wants love, instead of calling it jealousy. Okay, then you at least you're making love to whatever is happening to you. You are, it needs love. It's calling out for love. Okay, and as I said, I start saying you need to communicate. um and when you can only communicate if you're centered. Okay, and And if you need a third person, a coach, or someone to sit there to hold space while you are communicating with your partner, that is my job also, and that's Irina's job also. So if I know this is happening out there, and they are not, people are so afraid to reach out and say that this is happening, or they don't want to invest in a person to hold space for them, and that makes it um, not easier, because you don't um, do your work um, as soon as possible at the beginning. Maybe you leave it until the end, it will become an issue, and maybe you'll break up, maybe you'll have that divorce that I don't believe in. These signals, they start, you need to do something immediately. Okay, and don't let it pile up and become a bomb. What comes up, Irina?
What
What?
comes up, just to wrap it up, because I know you have to leave on top of the hour, just to say that, just acknowledge whatever you have, what is your experience with the jealousy, and start asking yourselves the questions: what can I do differently to experience different results? Again, awareness is the key. Once you become aware, then you can work with it going forward. And the more you have the value of who you are, the less you are going to be in the relationship with the person who is going to trigger you, for you to experience that feeling of jealousy. That would be my like great tip. And
Yes.
again, just for everybody to reach out, to feel great, to learn and explore about themselves, because the more you learn about yourselves, the more you become equipped with the tools, and you know exactly how to act in any particular situation, so you're not getting triggered and you are not losing your ground beneath your feet.
I love it. I
Mhm.
don't need to say anything. I'm just going to say
Yes.
jealousy, my love. Are you listening to us? Is not your enemy of intimacy. It is a teacher. It is a mirror. It is an opportunity. So you don't have to navigate it alone. That's
Yeah,
all.
and thanks so much, Al, for joining us and tuning in. And for everybody, check out our links. Reach out to us, because we never meant to do this alone. We are all here to help each other on different levels. All right, thanks so much for this beautiful episode, and see you next Monday. Bye.